Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate the invitation to speak at this forum and to address the question of fixing the future. All I can say is this: to fix anything, you have to avoid damaging it further, which means that you have to be a subject matter expert in what you are fixing. You have to know what went wrong. You have to know the ideal that you are fixing the deviance into. Because there must be, if you want to fix a car, you need to understand what a perfectly functional car should look like in order for you to know what is wrong with the car that you have to fix. Our country is not a difficult country to live in. It's not a difficult country to run. What the country has gone through is deliberate sabotage by the beneficiaries of the country. And in a situation where you are asking questions about fixing a country by law and constitution, only Nigerians can fix Nigeria. And it is Nigerians that unfix Nigeria in the first place. So the people who damage Nigeria are still the ones to come and fix Nigeria. So the first thing we need to do is to fix ourselves first. Because the reason why we are holding an election next year is not because we have learned any lesson. It's because time has passed. 4 years have come. So by law, we must fix election. Simple. There's nothing different. So if we go with the same attitude that we used in 2019, 2015, 2011, 2007, and when you set up a committee to investigate the cause of the fire, the arsonist and his friends are going to be members of the committee that caused the fire. And when you set up a committee to repair the fire damage, those who will make up that committee will be those who caused the fire. And if you want to pay compensation to the victims of the fire, those who caused the fire will be the biggest beneficiary of that compensation. And when you have a new building, those who burn down the first building will be the people to manage the new building. So you have new fires, except that the fire you have now will be bigger than the fire of the past. So Nigerians will be left with what? Saying, oh, you know, the current fire now is worse than the fire we had last time. I think last time, not more than 10 people died. But the fire under this new system, 1,000 people died. So they will be comparing the damage of the past being less than the damage of the present. So the reference point will never be positive. People are saying, well, Buhari is a disaster. I agree. But Jonathan was a saint suddenly. I don't agree. And before him, Yar'Adua was God sent by God. I don't agree. And before the Obasanjo was a perfect man. I don't agree either. And as we sing in our national anthem, that the labors of our heroes past shall not be in vain. What of the injustices of our heroes past that they caused while they were in power? So something went wrong with the First Republic. That was how we had the army. Something went wrong with the army. That's why we had Nadeco, everybody against the army. Something went wrong with PDP. That's why we have APC. Of course, everything is wrong with the APC now. So what are you going to do? If you form another political party, you can call it Innocent Party of Nigeria. Nigerians are going to be in that party. And some people from APC will come to that Innocent Party of Nigeria too. So you can also say you ban everybody who has been a member of APC before, and you ban everybody who has been a member of PDP before. it doesn't guarantee that the next government will be better than that of APC or PDP. So what I will say to Nigerians is what I say to my mechanic. Do you understand what is wrong with this car? Do you even know anything about this car at all? Please, if you cannot fix my car, don't damage it for me again. So this is what we need to talk about. What is wrong with Nigeria is that we don't like the truth. Of course, we like some truth if the truth is against somebody. But if the truth is against us, we don't like it. And we also want to do justice. But we don't want justice that costs us anything. And everything is wrong with the other person, nothing is wrong with us. So let me bring this to a close by making some recommendations. One, if we want to fix Nigeria, we need to make up our mind. I've been going around the country. I've seen some people who want to fix the country. I've seen some people who want to fix themselves into position. I have seen people who want to fix the country, but they don't want certain things to be touched in the fixing of the country, because those things that they like should not be fixed. Things that they don't like should be fixed. I've met people who want to fix Nigeria, but who don't want to acknowledge that they caused the problem of Nigeria. Some of them believe that they are innocent. Many of the innocent people I see in politics today who claim innocence very well, I was addressing them this morning, are youth and women. Every youth in Nigeria is angry with Nigeria, almost, from what I'm surmising. But every youth is also innocent. It's not part of the problem. But in reality, whether by inheritance or by some association or by fusion of time, everybody is part of the problem one way or the other. So when I speak against injustice in Nigeria and against falsehood, and I criticize the APC and the PDP, I just use them as metaphors for what is wrong with the country. Now, for me, I want to fix the country. And these are the tools that I have. These are my spanners. My spanner is the truth. And that truth does not exclude things that don't favor me. Everybody knows today that the government of the day that we have has certain characteristics with the problems that we have. One, we have problems of insecurity. The government of the day can stop insecurity if it can skip the business that comes out of insecurity. But the government of the day, just like the government before it, has seen insecurity as an opportunity to spend money that they ordinarily would not be able to access before. That is the first problem of insecurity. Secondly, that within the system that we set up to fix our security, there is serious complaint of injustice within the cadre of the services that we run, whether the uniform services or the civilian services. Third issue is that the people of Nigeria don't hold any leadership accountable for this insecurity. Now, dealing with poverty, which is another thing I want to fix in the country. Poverty in Nigeria is in Nigeria on the invitation of the government. Unless the government of Nigeria wants to kick poverty, poverty will not go away. The government is creating new poverty because in the past, poverty was limited to those who were disabled, who were disadvantaged, who were illiterate, who were uneducated. But today, poverty is a companion of everybody who is not the government or who is not doing business with the government or who is not helping government people to hold money. Even if you are a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, a surveyor, a journalist, whatever you are, the government has created sufficient poverty to make your work experience to look like you're wasting your time. Why? Because government is stealing the money in the budget, government is stealing the oil on the field, government is also stealing the foreign exchange in the CBN. So every day government prints money and devalues the currency. So if you are earning 100,000 now in October, by December your 100,000 is worth only 65,000. But who are the people in government? If I look at this table, there are people in government there. If you look at this side, there are people who are being in government there. We can fix the problem today if you want to fix it. There's nothing complicated about fixing the problem. Now, the third aspect where we have serious things to fix is that we are not attracting talent to government. So there are people in government today who are dazed, tired, combobulated, confused about the assignment given to them. But there are people roaming about with solutions. Why? Because our politics is based on money. And unless you have money to be a candidate and give money to your party chairman, you can't even win primary if you don't do that. If you don't give money to a delegate, however much delegates sing the national anthem at the beginning of the convention, if you don't give them money, they will not vote for you. However much religious leaders preach about the Bible, about the Quran, politicians who give them the money sit on the front of the table. So it is true across. So if we are talking of fixing, let us understand what is wrong and let us fix. You have to fix the mechanic before you fix the vehicle. You have to fix the driver who is driving it as well. So our politics must be done in such a way that ordinary people with talent can come out and speak. And we can interrogate the ideas that they have. We can know ideas that will work and ideas that will not work. It is not every idea you put out there that works. But a society that creates a citadel of knowledge that allows people to come out and throw ideas, and you can compete on ideas. We will find out of 1,000 ideas, a few that will work. Nigeria doesn't need more than 7 ideas for the whole country to be going. Nigeria is not a university, just a country of human beings who live in them. So the solutions are there, but politics is blocking the solution. Now, the young people themselves, they have no excuses anymore. When I was growing up, I grew up under the military, and they used to beat the hell out of us when we would gather anywhere talking politics. Today, for the past 22 years, there is nobody who can say that the political space is not open. But the youth gravitate towards those who give them money. Majority of the meetings, programs, seminars held by youth is based on the money given by politicians. Even for sleeping in my house, youth give me an award, Sleeper of the Year. And I ask the question, am I sleeping on your behalf? I have just campaigning, miraculous politician of the week, or so, silly things like that. So you give 2-hour lecture to youth, they cannot answer the question, they don't read newspapers. And youth are paid money to march on the street. They are paid money to tweet. They are paid money as influencers, but they want a change. The youth in Canada work and contribute money and give to politicians. The youth in Nigeria want you to give them money. So the size of your crowd, whether it's 1 million march or 10 million march, is the size of your pocket. Everybody is marching for fun, and marching for cash. And if you are the most condemned armed robber and you are coming out of Kuje prison and you do a rapper and say, criminal of the year running for governor, women will collect the rapper and tie the rapper and sing. So what I'm bringing all of this together is that let us just understand that God loves Nigeria. And the fact that we have done a lot of bad things in this country, both old and young, people in power and people out of power, does not mean that God cannot forgive us. God has a special place in his heart for sinners. Because God knows that sinners can confess, sinners can repent. The people God cannot help are hypocrites. Because hypocrites steal at night and preach against theft in the afternoon. Hypocrites receive stolen goods and say, well, I've never entered the bank before. So God has no room in his heart for hypocrites. Because the hypocrite is not admitting his fault. And Nigeria, as of today, is the world headquarters of hypocrites. So we must climb down from the hypocrisy and do 5 things. In this election that is coming, you must play your role by doing one thing. First, understand the issues and understand the politicians. Politicians cannot do anything except you vote them in. So you must abolish the idea that I'm voting for somebody according to their religion or according to their ethnicity, or according to how much money they have, or something they call war chest. which is another expression for stolen goods or proceeds of crime. Thirdly, we must be able to act as volunteers in the administration of our country. Political parties must be full of volunteers who are coming to use their talent. If you say politicians are giving money or they are stealing money, most of the people they give the money to are women and youth, and judges and lawyers and party chairmen. So nobody is innocent in this country when it comes to the issue of what is wrong with our country. But the solution is that we must understand that this country has a book with which we can fix the country. It's our constitution. And if you go to that constitution, go to chapter 2. Anybody who does not understand chapter 2 of the constitution, fundamental objectives and directive principle of state policy, cannot fix Nigeria. It's like fixing a BMW without the manual. So that constitution has solved all the problems. Some people have problems with the constitution, they want to do devolution, they want to do whatever. You can improve on it, you can write a better manual. But the one that we have now says that the government must spend its money on the welfare and security of the people. It says that nobody can form a government in Nigeria without taking control and account of the majority of the people in the country. It says that there should be no nepotism, there should be no favoritism. As I speak to you today, we don't have money to spend for the welfare of people who need education, who need housing, who need healthcare, who need basic employment, who need basic infrastructure to keep their life. But people who are friends of government, not up to 12 of them, are given 16 trillion in tax waivers. So all of this can be fixed in our constitution. So in conclusion, we are all required to fix the country. We are all, one way or the other, responsible for what is wrong with the country. But the manual to fix the country is there, and the workshop is your polling booth come 2023. Thank you.